Welcome to the Jeddah Street Circuit for what we hope is going to be a gripping day of racing. It's time to get underway as we join the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. An interesting circuit, this one, the newest on the Formula One calendar. And like most street circuits, it's sure to present the drivers with an interesting technical challenge. Some challenging turns for the drivers to negotiate as well. And at the same time, they're going to have to manage their tyres very carefully in this heat.
Good evening, race fans, and a very warm welcome to you back to Invictus Racing League's F2 division. This is season 14, and we are here for round 9 around Saudi Arabia, with thanks to our sponsors Grid Rival, Nail Cut Hall, Driver61 and gridfinder.com. My name is Webbo. I'm flying solo tonight, unfortunately, because regular commentator Lightning is sadly too unwell to make it once again. But please send him some love. He might well be watching. He might be trying to sleep it off, but we wish him well. At the top of the tree from Mr. Steen, Ginger Tiger, Kuipers, Cool 132 and Tirac with a good performance there. Rusman, Simon Palmer and Joe Hamster will all have to start on those soft tyres. Smoke ended up just 5 thousandths away from Ivan Beloff's time. And then on free choice of tyres will come EricPancakes, Keza, Ben Roberts, Nitrogash, OfficRed and Tadeli in the Haas at the foot of the field on a 129. Apologies for the loss of the stream. Seem to get a problem on the broadcast, but we're back. We're back with you, yeah, huge apologies there for the technical problem. But welcome back as you join us. Great to. I know that you're all very good at finding the stream back again, and we'll have the proper game footage ready for you very shortly. I don't seem to be able to get a co-commentator Burmeister into the party. Hopefully, our pole sitter Ivan Beloff will consider joining the party temporarily. If anyone does plan to come on in to the party, do make sure that you've set your party and broadcast audio settings are set to share. Sometimes it just plain disappears on you. Icon Clan says hi, and Icon, who are you here supporting? I haven't heard from you before as to who you turn up for. There'll be the customary pause now as the drivers wait to be given the command to move and ready up for the race. I believe that Burmeister is able to watch the game, but I can't get him in, and I'm afraid, but I'm not going to be able to risk another stoppage. I don't think that was what happened to my footage there, but I don't really want to risk anything going wrong for a third time tonight's footage. So if someone else in the group is listening or on the stream, one of the other drivers, could you invite Burmeister to the party that you've all had invites to? If that means you temporarily join the party and then disappear out, no problem at all. But unfortunately, this is the challenge I have, trying to do this with one person. Rent says we lost the comments. Terrible. We'll have to pick them all up again. Remember what you said and type it again for us, Rents. But let's have your predictions. I haven't asked for those yet. Let's have your podium predictions, please, folks. Remember, Ivan Beloff beat Smoke by just 5 thousandths of a second in qualifying. And Rents, I will say, do make sure that you only give us 3 names. Oliver C says, how do I be in IRL? Well, you can go to the Invictus Racing League Twitter account, and that should give you a Discord invite link. But you can also find Invictus Racing League website, and there's plenty of ways in that way. Or of course, if you happen to know somebody that is already in, that's another easy way to get in. But we are mid-season at the moment, but it'd be good to get in, get a feel for where everybody is, and find your ways, find get ready for the following season. The links for the socials tonight are at the top of the live chat as usual, at Invictus RL and myself at WebORed5. And you can obviously follow us, and then you'll know where we all are. Of course, you can subscribe to the channel as well. There might even be a link to the Discord on the about page of the YouTube channel itself. 25 laps we will have around Saudi Arabia. Ivan Beloff will lead the cars away from Smoke, Mr. Steen, Ginger Tiger, Kuipers, Cool 132, Tirac, Rusman, Simon Palmer, Joe Hamster, all starting on softs mandatory. But EricPancakes unusually has chosen the softs to start the race in 11th. Everybody else, Kezabin, Roberts, Nitrogash, OfficRed and Tadeli have all gone for mediums. Yeah, unfortunately, Bert, I can't send you a party invite because it might be linked to why we lost the last stream. Someone, hopefully, in F2 will be able to invite you to the group. Maybe Ben Roberts will be able to do it. Otherwise, my apologies. We'd love to have Burmeister with us, but it's just going to be me, it looks like. And any driver that might DNF and want to join us, or during a safety car even. And remember to stick around to the end, and we'll try and speak to our drivers. And you can ask questions at the end of the stream of our drivers. And Icon says, is there a right to apply to be a commentator? Going after my job now. Wow. Okay. Don't know what to think about that. But yes, absolutely. You just get yourself in the Discord. And I'm sure if you send the boss your previous work, he will advise us to the best course of action. Ivan Beloff, though, leading the race from the qualifying. And remember that we have a real battle on our hands for the championship. But here we are then, assembling the grid in our race as provided by Grid Rival and Nailcut Hall, and in association with Driver61 and gridfinder.com, our very close allies and supporters, without whom we would not be able to go racing with quite the level of quality that we do. Let's see what the F2 boys have got after F1 went so smoothly and quickly last night. I've got a temporary little lap count glitch there, and I'll try and find you a good camera angle to get underway. The lights are on, we're ready to go, and it's lights out and go, go, go for F2's round 9 in Saudi Arabia. A good start from the front of the grid. Looks like the Ferrari was just been nerfed into and managed to collect the Williams as well. So we've got Smoke, unfortunately, right at the back of the grid, and the Williams of Mr. Steen joining him further up the order. I didn't quite catch who it was that hit the Williams in the rear. But Ginger Tiger profiting certainly, and the two Alpha Tauris now first and third, Ivan Beloff and Kuipers, followed by Cool 132 and Rusman. Tirac survived that one, and the Red Bulls have gone forward very, very well indeed. Looks like Tirac fighting for sole Ferrari honours at the moment, and down the inside is defending Rusman round that turn 13 bank corner. Ivan in the chat says Ivan Beloff for the win. Well, that's a pretty safe prediction. I'll try and track everybody's predictions shortly, but right now eyes are on the racing and Tirac's battle with Rusman for 5th. We've got Smoke moving up the field. He's managed to avoid getting too much damage. I did see the full front wing of the Williams was destroyed from Mr. Steen. And we've also got problems for Keza and Nitrogash moving back. Simon Palmer and Smoke fighting over 10th place. Smoke very, very keen to get back on touch. It'd be great to see Smoke and Ivan Beloff with their awesome pace in qualifying, fighting it out fairly. But Joe Hamster gets Tirac, who runs wide in the final corner, gives up a place to EricPancakes as well. And so disaster really for Ferrari on this first lap. In fact, Tirac is into the pits way ahead of schedule. Usually these tyres, the soft tyres, will last between 8 and 11 laps before needing to come on in and change for the mediums. A fairly straightforward strategy, generally speaking, for everybody. The Red Bulls running very close together, and Joe Hamster very typically is absolutely on it in the first couple of laps of this race, possibly giving up the odd warning here or there. The predicted pit strategy says lap 10 to 12. That's about on the money for a soft to medium change, but a medium to soft change is of course the kind of reverse of that, with about 10 to 11 laps to go. A little bit messy from some of the drivers. In fact, we've got a Ferrari who's completely dead still in the middle of the track. Is that Smoke? Has he had a problem? He was completely off the circuit and he's lost his front wing as well. Smoke dropping behind his teammate, and it's all gone wrong for Ferrari here in Saudi Arabia tonight. Mr. Steen has retired from the session. Is that voluntary? No, it's in the first sector and could be. Well, it's a virtual safety car already, the race being neutralized, and that gives us a chance to take breath and just go through the order once again. Penalty given out to Rusman, but in terms of the virtual safety car, that means Ivan Belov, the only driver to stay where he started here in P1. Everyone moving up as a result of Smoke and Tirak's issues. Simon Palmer's been dropping down as well, but credit to both the Red Bulls, up 4 places each, to OfficRed and to Delhi, who've jumped 7 places, perhaps benefiting from the loss of other drivers from the race so far. This could save Smoke and Tirak's race though, this VSC, if it turns into a full safety car. But I think given the fact that we've lost that Williams from the track map of Mr. Steen, and hopefully Mr. Steen will consider joining us once he's cooled down a little bit. Unfortunately, having lost Mr. Steen, that triggers a virtual safety car, but the car has been rescued by the marshals. A 5-second penalty for Smoke. Is that an indication of someone about to retire, or is it just the fact that he didn't have a front wing? I think it's probably the latter. Smoke isn't likely to give it up on lap 3. DRS has been enabled. We go back to green flag racing, as we do indeed go for it. And Joe Hamster still on the hunt for yet more places. Not happy with 4 places climbed in 3 laps. Oh no, Joe Hamster back on it and going for Rusman this time. Joe's got amazing pace early on, and he's still on those soft tyres, of course. So we also have Max from leading the championship in F1. He's joined us tonight. Unusual, you see, because normally the higher divisions are joined by the lower divisions in the chat because they want to research the following night's strategy. But actually Max is here to enjoy the footage, whatever comes. He was here for Alpine, but unfortunately there's no Alpines on the circuit, as he rightly pointed out. So Joe Hamster and EricPancakes now looking very likely to start challenging, but really the gaps have opened up elsewhere. Cool 132 behind Kuipers. Rusman, Joe Hamster and EricPancakes will soon form themselves into a DRS train shortly. The DRS has been enabled, and just to keep you informed, Tirak has gone for hard tyres, which is pretty much the only strategy option he could go for. Look how leery EricPancakes Red Bull feels already, only 4 laps deep into their first stint, of course. I'll just check in with our driver chat room, see if we've heard from anybody. Yes, so just a little bit of complaining going on about qualifying so far in the chat, but Cool 132 is 0.8 of a second behind Kuipers. Ivan Belov is only 1.2 seconds ahead of Ginger Tiger, and that gap seems to be gradually coming down the order. But at the moment, it does appear to be this battle, starting with Kuipers, the battle for 3rd place here. Kuipers, Cool, Rusman, Joe Hamster and EricPancakes, your contenders for that 3rd place on the podium. Ivan Belov gets a new fastest lap of 1:31.860, and we found out last night that actually the overcut seeming to work well for the drivers. Rusman defends to the inside. Joe Hamster tries to go the long way round and unfortunately makes contact, gets out of the throttle. Importantly, the contact was fairly inevitable, but the spin was averted by some clever use of the throttle by Joe Hamster. Just about rescued himself there. Perhaps a little speculative on the outside. Rusman did have the corner belonging to him there. And Rentz calling out Kuipers for being too aggressive. Is that down to tyre wear you're referring to, Rentz? I think that might be, he's saying about aggression on the tyres. Max has gone already. He's just came to watch the start. Well, hopefully Max will tune back in again, and we'll see what he'd like to do. I wonder if he'd ever want to do some co-commentary on the F2 night if Lightning is not around. He's got a fantastic voice, as Max, so it'd be nice to have him on. EricPancakes and Joe Hamster just swapping positions. Seemed to be a coordinated move. EricPancakes seemingly expecting that one. Let's join Cool 132 as he takes on Kuipers. Cool 132 going for another podium and trying to keep the lead for his Alfa Romeo team. OfficRed, his teammate, down in 8th at the moment, but usually moves forward. Keza just overtakes Tadelli, and here comes Cool 132 with DRS and a very easy pass. But don't forget, he earned that DRS by staying with Kuipers through the difficult stuff. In fact, he's not really been able to get through turns 1, 2 and 3 very safely, so he will be vulnerable as Joe Hamster pits for medium tyres ahead of everybody else, and ahead of Kuipers, who Rens was expecting to be using the tyres a little bit heavier. I wonder if Joe, has he got some damage to repair? I'm afraid I didn't catch that in time, but there you see Tirak, who's already pitted, getting past Joe Hamster. And there was a little bit of an undercut happening. Kuipers back on, staying on the back of Cool 132. And as Ivan says, yes, indeed, the alt strat, the medium to soft strategy does work well, because the car can be very, very quick on soft tyres when it's a low fuel and the track is fully rubbered in. Ginger Tiger has got the gap at the front down to underneath the DRS barrier. So he is under 1 second, stretching back out again from Ivan Beloff, who's responding to the pace of Ginger Tiger. Let's see if Ginger can get within a second on the DRS detection. Yes, he can. Kuipers going around the outside of Cool 132, who may have deliberately given up the position there to get DRS down the next straight. Let's see. I don't think Ginger Tiger will be close enough. No, definitely not. As here comes Cool 132 through once again past Kuipers on successive laps. Can he get a better run through turns 1 and 2 this time? In fact, he's quite slow through turn 1. Slow in, fast out is his attempt here. And Kuipers could do nothing to avoid running into the back of Cool 132. It was quite cagey into turn 1. Lap 7 complete. Ivan Beloff, Ginger Tiger, Cool 132 and Kuipers your top 4. A little gap then out to Rusman, EricPancakes, OfficRed, Keza, Tadelli and Tirak, who is 10 seconds behind Tadelli, and then Joe Hamster has pitted. So is Tirak. Simon Palmer, Ben Roberts, Nitrogash and Smoke, of course, have all pitted. Smoke is some 17.7 seconds behind Nitro, but a safety car could rescue Smoke's race here, although he did put medium tyres on, so he'd have to pit once more, like the remainder of the field. A quick check-in on looking at positions changed. 8 up for OfficRed, 7 for Tadelli, 5 for EricPancakes, who is driving very, very well indeed at the moment. There he is, coming up on the back of Rusman, as Cool 132 has almost dropped Kuipers. No stops at the top half of the field, as you would expect. Penalty-wise, 3 seconds each for Rusman, Tadelli, Joe Hamster, and a 5-second pit lane speed penalty for Smoke, who was only 5 thousandths off the pole position. Rent's asking us to remind him to replay the start, and that's absolutely, you can give us your review of the start if you want to, while we wait for the first pit stops with the medium runners. And there's one from Kuipers into the pits, one of the first ones on the plan A, perhaps a lap or 2 earlier than he would like, but ringing true from what Rent said about Kuipers' tyre usage. Maybe it'll be different on the medium tyres, but typically if you wear through your softs quick, you're probably also going to wear through your mediums quickly. Joe Hamster and Tirak are busy fighting. Joe Hamster on the better tyres, should get by fairly easily, you would think, but Tirak wanting to let him go, of course, and why should he? Tirak will do well though to follow Ginger Tiger through, but you can see through the corners he just doesn't have the same level of grip as Joe Hamster. So EricPancakes, the closest guy on the back of another car at the moment. Yeah, I'd love to see if anyone can pin down their opinion on the blame for who nerfed Smoke into Mr. Steen at the start of this one. Of course, we lost a driver as a result of that damage. EricPancakes gets round the outside of Rusman into the final corner. That means Rusman will have the DRS, although he is derating down the straight already. It looks like EricPancakes just feigning to the pit lane slightly, but taking that shortest route possible to the start-finish line. Rusman with no ERS to fight with, really, ending up not being able to get the overspeed required to go for the move, unless EricPancakes managed to time that overtake on the final corner perfectly, having begun the final corner approach behind in the DRS detection zone. That might have been the case, although I didn't see EricPancakes with his DRS open. Joe Hamster and Tirak continue to fight. Tirak is responding and doesn't want to let Joe Hamster get by, but he had to get right out of the throttle there. Got turn 2 all kinds of wrong. Turn 1, I guess, he was off track into turn 2. Very easy to pick up a 10-second penalty for corner cutting through there, and I think he avoided that, Tirak. Kuipers and Keza now. Kuipers gets past Keza on the older mediums. Keza waiting patiently for his chance on the soft tyres to come. Brent saying nice sportsmanship by Tirak. Just you know, giving up the advantage that he'd received. I think it was sporting for sure, but also he knows he'd get a pretty draconian penalty if he did continue on. The game is nowhere near as lenient as the on-track stewards. Here comes Joe Hamster and Simon Palmer past Tirak. And Simon Palmer on the ascendancy now on the older medium tyres. Into the pits comes your leader Ivan Beloff and your second place Ginger Tiger. Cool 132 inherits the lead on lap 10, and 9 laps was enough for Ivan, Ginger Tiger and indeed Rusman who come in. So it is the Alfa Romeos who have gone through, as well as EricPancakes, without pitting, and have gone through into lap 10 on the soft tyres. They should get a little advantage as long as they don't have any traffic, and that is, of course, the doom of anybody's undercut hopes, is if they come out behind other traffic, really can stop things. Oh, Tirak has retired from the session. What, in the pit lane? Surely not. Where is he? He's retired in the pit lane, and that looks deliberate almost. What on earth's happened to Tirak? Did he pick up some damage and doesn't want to race anymore with that damage? Smoke gets past him. Of course, we can't see why Tirak retired, but the fact that it happened in the pit lane would lead me to assume it was a deliberate retirement. So maybe he picked up more damage going over those curbs than we gave him credit for. And he's at least done the correct thing by retiring in the pit lane. As I mentioned, unfortunately Mr. Steen and Tirak have not elected to join us to let us know what happened to their races. And let's see what the Ginger Tiger has got now, because he has been slowly catching Ivan Beloff. Didn't manage to get him in the pits. Pitted on the same lap as Ivan Beloff, and he's staying on the same strategy. So what can he do about this? Simon Palmer has retired. Oh dear, and it's in the final sector. That will be your safety car. That will be what Smoke was waiting for, just as the majority of the field have actually pitted, and exactly as Cool 132 does pit. Will this mean some places gained for Cool 132 as everybody drives to their delta? Ginger Tiger and Ivan Beloff just went past the safety car on the way out of the pits, so they will have a whole lap to run while OfficRed gets a nice cheap pit stop. This could work out for OfficRed, and the Alfa Romeo bid to stay on top in the Constructors' Championship should also work out well for Smoke. No one can really put the soft tyres on now, except Ben Roberts has decided to exactly try that. 14 laps minus whatever the safety car runs. Maybe it's possible. Maybe it's possible. So we will see where this all shakes out. Of course, the field will now condense significantly. Cool 132 in 5th place on fresh mediums to see out the rest of the race. Ben Roberts will be the one to watch on the restart, surely, but some time to go yet before we get there. So as things stand, we have Ivan Beloff leading the race from Ginger Tiger and OfficRed, who has made up 12 positions since the start of the race, but he will now presumably pit during this safety car period, OfficRed, and will lose a few places but be on softs towards the end of the race. Then Kuipers, Cool 132, Keza and EricPancakes. So it looks like it's Keza up 6 places. We'll probably gain another one when OfficRed pits, and OfficRed might be holding up the rest of the field. Into the pits comes OfficRed, as I predicted there, which was not exactly a stellar prediction, was it? We've got Keza coming in as well, so he will drop some of those places he gained. OfficRed in the pits as well. Yeah, there he is, into the pits. And Tadeli comes in as well. Ben Roberts, what does he do? Is he just going to shed those softs briefly and come in for a set of mediums to see out the rest of the race, or not? A reminder, please, to make sure you've subscribed to the channel and followed us on socials. The links are at the top of the live chat as usual. Don't miss the week full of racing that we have here at Invictus Racing League, including many of these F2 drivers drive in the Realistic Performance League on a Thursday night, and it's all in the same place, same time every day of the midweek. Joe Hamster gets a penalty, a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car. That is pretty huge, and unless he can appeal that penalty, he will unfortunately be forced to serve it. Well, no, he will be forced to serve it whatever happens, because otherwise he'll get disqualified. He won't be allowed to until the safety car has come in, though. So he will have to serve it immediately after the safety car comes in. And Courtney is doing my job for me. Courtney, you're exactly right. Let's get the likes up on the video. Try and target 20 likes on a live stream if you can for me, guys. I'd love that. And make sure, of course, if you're watching back, that you add to that count. It really helps, and it's a very small way that you can say a thank you for the stream and the great racing that you enjoy with us. Halfway through the race then, and it's Ivan Beloff all the way from Ginger Tiger, and Ivan's teammate Kuipers in third, probably racing Burmeister's setup. Then Cool 132, EricPancakes, Rusman, OfficRed, Keza out of the pits into P8. So OfficRed, Keza, Tadeli and Ben Roberts all on soft tyres. Then in 11th, Nitrogash, Joe Hamster and Smoke make up your 13 car field out of 16 that took the starting grid. So Darryl says he's in a party with Joe and he said there was no delta, so he's not sure why he got the drive-through. Yeah, well, I don't know, maybe the stewards will be able to discount it off your race, your total race pace, but I would have my doubts. Unfortunately, these random glitches occur to people at various points, and that would be devastating for Joe Hamster. He's in the pits at the moment. Is he serving his drive-through under the safety car? He might be. He hasn't put new tyres on, so I'm pretty sure he is serving that. That's new on me. I thought it had to be under green flag conditions, so seemingly it's allowing him to do that, and he will rejoin the race at the foot of the field. Oh, Burmeister says Kuipers is not using his setup tonight. Wow. Why is that, Bird? Did you not wish to give it out, or did he not wish to take it and apply it this time out? So of course we will condense the field. We will have mediums on the top 6, softs on 7th to 10th places, and 12th, and 11th and 13th will be on medium tyres as well. So this is a great reset point for the race. It'd be really good to see what the drivers can do now. They've been able to reset their strategy. I'm not sure it grossly favoured one driver over another, this one. It's obviously hurt a couple of drivers. It would have really helped Cool 132, or no, it was OfficRed, wasn't it, who hadn't pitted at the time. And we'll go back to green flag racing very soon. Quick check on the penalties. Joe Hamster has not successfully served that drive-through. He must have been getting some damage repaired on his front wing, because he didn't put new tyres on, strangely. I'm quite sure what that pit stop was for then. So Ivan Beloff will become the de facto safety car now. We'll wait for the safety car to go into the pits before applying the throttle. Takes a super wide entry to the final corner, almost daring Ginger Tiger to go with him. He waits for Ginger Tiger to brake and then hits the hits the loud pedal, and away they go then under green flag racing on lap 14. Ivan Beloff from Ginger Tiger. Lots of slipstreaming going on. Maybe a move coming from the Williams, from the Mercedes of, sorry, no, it's the Alfa Romeo, isn't it, of Ben Roberts. Going for a move there on to Delhi, but not quite close enough. Smoke should have the pace, but he's allowed a big gap to develop in front of him. Maybe very cautiously bringing those softs up to temperature, and you can understand caution at this point of the race after it has gone so very wrong up until now. EricPancakes dropping back and is highly vulnerable to Rusman's McLaren, who will try and take the outside run here. We saw many overtakes done by Speed Queen here last night down the inside into turn 13, but I haven't seen anybody make that move just yet in F2 tonight. Obviously they weren't watching F1 carefully enough to see that tactic, but if they were usually DRS aided, so time will tell. Ben Roberts still trying to get past Tadelli. Has he managed it? They still go side by side, just about give racing room, and he gets that overlap way before the DRS is enabled, and it's really mixing up here in the midfield as OfficRed gets Rusman. Rusman is then slowed and is vulnerable to Keza, who is coming up behind him. Keza gets Rusman. Rusman then trying to stop the flow and stem the flow, I should say, as he manages to block Ben Roberts, who will have a go. And here he goes, using a little bit of ERS, Ben Roberts, to get Rusman. So Rusman down about 3 places on that restart, unfortunately. Tadelli losing out to Smoke, who is starting to unlock the speed in that Ferrari. And he'll be super annoyed that he couldn't challenge Ivan all the way through. But Ginger Tiger is taking it to him. Try and keep your live chat comments into English if you can. I'm afraid I can't read Dutch from you guys, but I guess that's kind of the point. You don't want me to read what you're writing. Ivan Beloff leads Ginger Tiger by 9 tenths, who is then 7 tenths ahead of Ivan's teammate Kuipers. And then it's a super tight battle down there in the midfield between EricPancakes in 5th, OfficRed, Keza, Ben Roberts, all in a line. And this one is going to be very, very interesting for the second half of our race. OfficRed trying to get underneath EricPancakes and succeeds. So those soft tyres working very well for OfficRed. EricPancakes struggling, but the soft runners will struggle at the end of the stint. But will their tyres be in as bad shape by the end of it? Joe Hamster picks up another penalty, unfortunately, and Rusman and Smoke are competing over the same piece of tarmac. Smoke to the outside on the soft tyres. Oh wow, it's getting really, really busy down here as 5 cars fight over one piece of tarmac. Fantastic stuff. And then pit stops. In comes Joe Hamster, presumably for his drive-through, just ahead of Rusman, who doesn't like those mediums. I think he's coming in for softs, maybe, Rusman. Is he? Yes, soft tyres and a nose change. So it was very much not scheduled, that stop, but it was forced and necessary. I think Joe Hamster going through the pits and serving his drive-through. Yes, indeed. Whoa, Keza super wide through the first sector, turn 5 or 6. No helmet on Keza tonight. He did turn up fairly late to the party and the lobby, so obviously forgot to bring his helmet with him tonight. Kuipers close to Ginger Tiger, and we've got a 3-way battle here up for the lead. Kuipers has picked up a penalty. Ginger Tiger and Ivan Beloff have not. Neither has, as you would expect, Cool 132 and OfficRed, who usually get around here very, very nicely in F2 without picking up penalties, and that's another key to their Constructors Championship success so far. Cool 132 and OfficRed in 4th and 5th positions on different tyres to see out the rest of this race. Keza going for it. He's trying to get the overlap on OfficRed already, and OfficRed could do with his teammate slowing for him to get the DRS, but I don't think it's going to be enough. DRS open for Keza. OfficRed to the inside, both on the same tyre. OfficRed just letting Keza go and trying to stop Ben Roberts getting him as well, but Ben Roberts will go down the inside into turn 1. Nice smooth overtake from Ben Roberts on the brakes, and gets that job done very well indeed. Now OfficRed with it all to do, 2 places lost in that start-finish straight on lap 17. We've only got 7 or 8 laps to run, 8 laps to run in complete lap count. Ivan's saying that straight line speed advantage with no helmet. I'm not sure it is, you know, because I think someone's face with a balaclava on is less aerodynamic than a helmet. But I suppose you could argue weight is greater. Helmets, pretty heavy pieces of kit, aren't they? Smoke is close behind EricPancakes. Smoke on the soft tyres. And hoping to get EricPancakes here up to P8. Smoke needing these championship points. Burmeister saying Kuipers is mad about the fact that he's got a penalty, even though he's keeping up with the front 2. Yeah, you can definitely understand why that would be. Ben Roberts on Keza. Is that the next move about to happen, or is it Ginger Tiger for the lead? Let's get right up there towards the lead, as Ginger Tiger has got closer than he's ever been so far in this race. Maybe the medium tyres suiting Ginger Tiger better than Ivan Belov, and DRS is open. Ivan Belov to the inside. They'll have to do it on the brakes. Ivan Belov will shape to the inside. He's all the way alongside, but he had to slow significantly to manage to get himself into the corner. Ginger Tiger couldn't get it done that time, but he'll be so close as they run up towards turn 13 on this 18th lap. And we could have ourselves a beautiful fight here for the podium. Kuipers trying to do the job for his teammate and keep Ginger Tiger looking in his mirrors instead. DRS will open here for the 2 latter parts of the podium. But it's not enough to get on terms with Ivan Belov. Shall we have a sneaky look at their telemetry as well, as Ginger Tiger has 52%, Ivan Belov with more, and Kuipers with less than Ginger Tiger. So definitely advantage Ivan Belov at this point. So Ginger Tiger within half a second. Ben Roberts gets past Cool 132, but our focus is on the lead battle. As you would imagine, it's where all the glory is. It's where the majority of the points are awarded. And down into the long left-hand corner at the tail of our track here. Ivan Belov deliberately gives up the lead, I fancy, there on Ginger Tiger. And Ginger Tiger will have to force Ivan Belov to go around the outside into turn 1, just as he had to do on the previous lap. Ivan Belov deliberately giving up the lead, tries to go to the inside. Could that be a mistake for Ginger Tiger, who ends up getting overtaken before the braking zone anyway? So not a lot he could do about it, but he will know that it's possible to get past Ivan Belov, to put him under that kind of pressure. And I'm not sure Ivan Belov had passed him by the start finish line, so if he can do the same thing on the final lap of the race, it could be on for a slipstream battle to the line. It's lap 19. Ivan Belov leads Ginger Tiger and Kuipers, less than a second between all 3 drivers. Then Ben Roberts. It's all about AlphaTauri and Aston Martin tonight. Alfa Romeo 5th and 6th as OfficRed gets Keza, and Smoke gets Keza too. Smoke in 7th, then EricPancakes. Keza dropping down the field, down place after place. He obviously got balked on that previous lap, and we're about to see some action at the lead here again. Fantastic stuff once again here on Invictus Racing League, in this time in F2. Let's see, can Ginger Tiger go for the move this time? Will it be after use shenanigans into the final turn? This time Ivan Belov seemingly slow. I think he's going to try and let him go once again. Ginger Tiger not going to play the game. He's just going to go for it. Going to take the place when it's offered to him. He was using DRS as well. He's got a good run, has he, coming out of the final corner. This time will he go to the inside and force Ivan Belov around the outside and be able to squeeze him into turn 2? I think Ivan Belov will have the run, will have the speed, and past he goes once again by the time they get to the braking zone of turn 1. Tremendous battle for the lead here with 5 to go. Rents reporting that Keza has damage, and that's why he's dropping down. I'm sure that's definitely an explanation. Into the pits comes Keza. I'm afraid I'm going to focus on the lead battle, as I'm sure most of the neutrals in the audience would be keen on. DRS for Ginger Tiger into turn 13, and Kuipers tries to sneak one up the inside. The sting seemingly gone out of Ginger Tiger's attack now, Does that mean he's short on ERS versus Ivan Belov? It's quite important that we check that out. He absolutely is short on ERS versus Ivan Belov. Let's get rid of that because I know it's stylistically quite annoying. Ginger Tiger letting Ivan Belov get away as Kuipers is absolutely doing the job for his teammate here. Trying to get through turn 23 successfully. Ivan Belov has stretched that lead past the all-important 1 second window, and Kuipers gets past Ginger Tiger into the final corner, but will be ahead on the DRS detection zone. Of course, that's going to cause a reverse of fortunes for him down the start-finish straight. Cool 132 uncharacteristically losing places now to Smoke, who is on the better tyre. And Ginger Tiger does not have the overspeed that the Alpha Tauris have been enjoying. So Kuipers could really do with some help from Ivan Belov here to try and keep his podium with the penalty countback. But Kuipers has got 13 seconds. There's no way he's going to feature in this race at all unless Ivan Belov will release him and hold up Ginger Tiger. But there's no way you can do anything like that around this Saudi Arabian track with only 4 laps to go. We've got its Alpha Tauri pair from an Aston Martin pair, a Rogue lone Ferrari, then a pair of Alfa Romeos, a pair of Red Bulls and a pair of McLarens, making very much the often named Noah's Ark grid as the cars are coming 2 by 2. Kuipers another penalty. He's just having fun out there and isn't bothered. I'm sure that this will plummet him down the order to kind of P8 region as they finish this race. Ginger Tiger seemingly has lost his pace. Is he harvesting? Is he trying to save whatever he can for the end of the race? He's not. Unfortunately, looks like possibly Ginger Tiger has well, had the best out of his tyres, and looks like Ivan Belov might be able to breathe quite easily now with his teammate behind him. He knows his teammate won't do anything silly, but his teammate will have to start lifting soon rather than run into the back of him. Keza said the game decided to fix his wing when he went in with no wing at all. Yes, we do see that quite frequently. You suddenly have an old wing back on, don't you? So Keza, significant damage then, much I thought at least. And you can see the 2 cars at the back of the grid, well, 4 cars at the back. problems we were having at the end of this one, as Ben Roberts is making a move on Ginger Tiger here, whose battle for the lead has faded somewhat. Ben Roberts on the outside of Ginger Tiger. They'll go for formation flying, but it looks like Ben Roberts fairly hesitant to attack his teammate, got a little bit of a touch, and unfortunately has ended up losing all those places. You saw exactly what happened on the stream, as Kuipers is now half a second behind Ivan Belov, who will take the final lap, has started his final lap, is almost the entire sector put through his final lap, and Ginger Tiger has dropped down 2 seconds. He's actually vulnerable here to OfficRed, who goes for the move around the outside of turn 13, unlikely to make it work, but no, it's going very well indeed for OfficRed, who's watching Ginger Tiger's tyres fade to the end. I don't know why OfficRed is on 1 lap old softs and is so far up the order. We must have had a safety car, as we had all sorts of glitches galore at the end here. Joe Hamster clashing wheels with Rusman on the final lap, as well as these leaders are almost through the final sector of the racetrack. They'll be heading down towards the final corner now. Kuipers will try and get past Ivan Belov, who will just let him go, I'm sure. He wants to cross the line first, does Ivan Belov, but it helps Kuipers on his huge penalty countback to finish this race. Quite what will be done with the order when this is all said and done, I can't be sure, but Kuipers crosses the line. Ivan Belov wins in Saudi Arabia from Ginger Tiger and OfficRed, whose game was seemingly reset and the desync was sorted. OfficRed and Cool 132 making another strong Alfa Romeo finish to a race, and good strong championship points. I'll take you through the final finishing order when we get there, but what a complete technical difficulty shambles we had for you at the end. Take nothing away from the drivers. OfficRed picking up driver of the day. I think we may have lost more drivers due to an issue with the migrating host that ended up kicking me out, but it's when all said and done, it's Ivan Belov, the deserved winner of the race. He lifts the trophy once again. Win number 5 out of 9 races for Ivan Belov, and surely he'll be right up there at the head of the championship. Ginger Tiger picking up the 2nd place, and we've got, remind me please, was it OfficRed who got 3rd? I think it was in the end. It does seem like this latest update has been producing some pretty difficult desync issues. It was OfficRed that got the 3rd place. Ivan Belov, with a race time of 41 minutes 40, ended up with the win. He didn't get fastest lap. That was taken by Rusman in the end. Ginger Tiger, let's have a look at the tyre strategies. Ginger Tiger in 2nd, OfficRed in 3rd. Those are your 3 guys I would hope to get into the press conference, and drop me a question in the live chat if you can. Cool 132 was 4th. Smoke was 5th in the end after, well, I'm sure he'll take 5th after lap 1. Joe Hamster in 6th, Tadelli in 7th, Ben Roberts in 8th, and Kuipers in 9th, with Nitrogash in 10th. And then finishing outside the top 10, Rusman, EricPancakes was the first retirement, as well as Keza, Simon Palmer, Tirak, and Mr. Steen.